So with the way things are looking with the boosters and the athletic director Scott Strickland and Napier himself, it's looking like Napier is about to be fired. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great week. Hope all of you having a great Wednesday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And I guess I should also throw this in there for the intro. Hope you're having a better Wednesday and week than good old Billy Napier in Florida. If you haven't picked up on it by now, he is the main topic of this video. This is an ongoing and developing story I am following and paying attention to closely. I'm sure we're going to have many updates in the upcoming days. Hint, hint, a little foreshadowing. Maybe Sunday. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so you better stay tuned, you better lock in, stay subscribed to the channel, have your notifications on, do all that nice stuff. By the way, let's give a nice little golf clap to our community. You see it. You see it. Shout out to the Brad and Chaz, the Timothy and Bobby's 380 woman. That number's not really important, but what that does mean is we are 19,000, actually less than 19,000 away from 400K. How about that? 19K to go, man. We are slowly but surely chugging our way along. Shout out to everybody who's joined our amazing community this year. I can't thank you guys enough. We also got a super chat on one of the recent videos. Very generous, very kind. Not necessary, but always appreciated. That's going to go to a good cause. This is from, I believe it is Cuva Jack. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm saying it wrong, let me know in the comments. Quava, something like that. Anyways, he sent 5 doubloons and said, a white tear came down my leg. His name was Matt. All right, man. Appreciate the 5. Don't really appreciate that comment. Let's get into the main topic. Let me ask all of you a question. I'm being dead serious. Please let me know in the comment section. Do you really want me to sit up here for 8 to 15 minutes and just rant on how bad of a job Billy Napier's done and how I don't think he's the guy from Florida? Is that what y'all want? Maybe some of y'all do, but I'm not going to do that. Y'all should know my stance on him by this point in time. If you don't, I've made over 100 videos talking about him and the situation at Florida. He should have been fired years ago. And I said it when he got the job. I didn't even give him a chance. That's right. I didn't give him a chance. I said it's not going to work out. Same thing with Brian Harsin in Auburn. There's 2 areas where your boy Matty doesn't miss. It's not me bragging. It's just calling it for how it is. Number 1, evaluating quarterbacks. And number 2, evaluating head coaches. Never missed, and hopefully I can keep that train going. We'll talk more about this later in the video, but the bottom line with Napier is he'd be great at a non-Power 5, the group of 5, whatever you want to call them. He'd have like a 9-3 record at Buffalo, or he could probably, I don't know, turn around some terrible team. Heck, maybe he could do a decent job at Oklahoma State. You never know. But as far as he goes for the SEC, LOL, are you kidding me, my brother? The SEC, not even just the SEC. We're talking about Florida, a premier brand in the SEC. I know that's kind of hard to hear and digest because Florida hasn't been too relevant the past few years, but may I remind you who Florida is. Florida's a really good job. You got all the resources in the world you could ask for. You got money. You got talent in your backyard. And if you got to ask me, that's the best part about Florida. That's where all your studs come from. That's where all your 4- and 5-star recruits are. So it's not even like you're in the middle of Arkansas and you got to go to Florida to get a 4- or 5-star recruit. No, they're right there, like I said, in your backyard. Anyways, moving along here with Napier getting off to a disastrous start to the season, 2-4. Let me pull up the schedule so we get these exact scores. I know they won recently against Texas, but who cares? I said before, I'm going to say it again, that was Billy Napier's annual You Can't Fire Me game. There's 1 to 2 games per season where Billy Napier turns into prime Nick Saban and his team turns into prime Alabama in 2012. Outside of that, the Florida football team past couple of years has sucked. It's not even like they've been average. No, when I say they suck, I mean it. Starting out the year with a cupcake, that doesn't count. Then you lose your real first game of the year against a not-so-great South Florida team. Let's just call it for how it is. They're all right. If I had to grade them on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give them a 5.5, maybe a 6. They're decent. You lose to LSU in embarrassing fashion. 5 turnovers. You get crushed by Miami. You beat Texas. Very nice, very nice. But then you get stomped by Texas A&M, which is a really good football team. So can't say much about that one and the Miami one. And you can even say, well, Matt, LSU's a really good team. I wouldn't fault you for that. And you can say, well, Matt, South Florida, they're a close to top 25 team. I think they are currently ranked. But still, y'all gotta understand, this is Florida, man. We're talking about the Florida Gators. There's no such thing as a moral victory. There's no such thing as, oh, well, yeah, we're 2-4, but we've looked better. Like, what? What are we doing? This ain't Kentucky. It's Florida. My brother in Christ. Florida. I'm going to say that 5,000 more times in this video. We're talking about Florida. The expectations at Florida are what Alabama's been doing with Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. You're just continuously supposed to be within the top 25, top 15. But that hasn't been the case. I share that with you to say this. A new report and some new rumors have been circling within the past 24 hours that Billy Napier, he's about to be fired. Let me clarify, because we do have new people coming to the channel every single day. I do not care to be the first to report on the news. I want to be the best to report on the news. If we can be first, that's great, but I pride myself in waiting, getting all the facts and details, then talking about the situation at hand. I've been following this closely ever since the rumors started yesterday, and this isn't like it's just one tweet circling around. No. I've talked to some inside sources at Florida. It's looking like this is going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, I can assure you they are at least talking about it. And when I say they, let me clarify even more. We're talking about the boosters and AD. Those are the guys having the conversation. Not Billy, Bobby, and Greg in their living room that are diehard Florida fans that want Napier fired. No. The boosters and athletic director of Florida. I believe this was the first and the original tweet that got the ball rolling and people talking about this. This is from a Florida account. Disclaimer, I have no idea who this person is. It's the first time I've ever seen their Twitter account, so do as you please with this information. Breaking, Billy Napier to be fired this Sunday, win or lose. That caught my attention. We'll talk about that in a second. Conversation being held with top candidates, Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin and Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman via back channels. Lots going on behind the scenes in Gainesville. If you don't want to believe that random Twitter account, that's fine. Completely understandable. Well, here's what a reliable and verified source that talks about college football had to say, or not had to say, my apologies. It is an article he posted. Sources, Florida AD Scott Strickland met with influential boosters Tuesday. The result, Gators coach Billy Napier could be fired as soon as this weekend. Am I going to show you this entire article? No, because you don't care about any of that. All you care about is, hey, is Billy Napier going to be fired or is he keeping his job? So with the way things are looking with the boosters and the athletic director Scott Strickland and Napier himself, it's looking like Napier is about to be fired. If you're still skeptical and sitting there going, well, Matt, come on, man. Me and you both know they should have fired him last year or maybe even the year before. So why should I believe they're going to fire him this weekend? That's a great question, my friend. I was asking myself the same thing. Well, when you do a little digging and research, this weekend does make a lot of sense. Because even if you beat or lose to Mississippi State, guess what? You have a bye week before Georgia. This is almost like perfect timing. If you were to fire Napier in the midst of a season, this is the time to do it, with the bye week quickly approaching. But just like with everything in this life, we shall wait and we shall see. Let me know your thoughts down below. But